Tonight, Jamie and I set the bar high in a contest to see who can create the most innovative and creative machine.
Got the helium, we can make things float.
A team of engineers.
I'm gonna draw out our initial schematic.
And a team of artists go head to head to see whose contraption will soar. Beautiful! What happens when art and engineering collide? Find out now.
That is awesome.
They're huge. They're explosive. And they're a total blast. Multi-step machines where each action triggers the next action. They're called chain reactions.
Go crazy. There's no rules here.
They've become a cultural phenomenon, and Jamie and I are taking them to the next level.
Let's get to work.
We're challenging two teams to build amazing, ingenious, mind-blowing machines in only 5 days.
The machine has to work.
And just when they think they're done,
I think we should give him some kind of monkey wrench.
we send them a last-minute link that must be included in the middle of their machines.
What are we gonna do with this?
All right, everybody.
Uh-oh.
We'll decide the winner.
The winner is...
We're not looking for a better mousetrap.
Oh my God.
It's art and engineering colliding. Get ready. Unchained Reaction starts now.
What you got there?
This is a Lanner-Saker falcon. They're one of the fastest birds on the planet. They can reach 200 miles an hour.
Wow.
Don't you wish you could fly like that?
I totally can.
No. Show me.
Ready? Here we go. Ah! I can fly!
You're not flying. That's a couple of dudes in a pulley.
All right, well, I mean, we know that man can't fly unaided.
We can make machines that can, though.
Yes, we can. Whoa! Ah, jeez. Now you have to let me down.
Let him down. Big baby.
So, our theme is flight. Shall we meet our teams?
Yep.
All right, some of the brightest engineering minds in Southern California, meet Team Freeman.
And from New Mexico, we have Team T5, a bunch of artists.
Now, today's theme is flight. Behind me in this warehouse are identical sets of tools, supplies, and materials for you to build the most innovative chain reaction machine that your minds can conceive of. Use inside, use outside, whatever it takes.
To create a chain reaction machine with at least 10 links.
You have to make things somehow get across the room to the other side.
In fact, that's your first challenge. By the end of today, we want you to make the first chain in your reaction. Something has to soar. Get out there and really blow our minds with some of the best machines you guys can think of.
We'll be keeping an eye on you throughout the competition. But to help us with that, Charles Hain here will be our eyes and ears, and he'll help you along.
By the end of today, I'm gonna need to see the first link of your chain in action.
Charles has over a decade of experience teaching mechanics and will help you problem solve as you build.
All right, guys, let your creativity run wild. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Onward and upward, yeah!
All right, you guys follow me.
Jamie, can I come down now?
Nah.
For the next 5 days, the teams are separated and won't be able to see each other's machines.
We've got these garage door springs. I'm excited about that. Some sort of catapult situation.
This is so cool, look at that.
There's an identical array of materials for both teams. How they interpret the theme flight and what materials they use is totally up to them.
2 large fan motors. Okay.
On Team T5, the artists are eager to let their creativity take flight.
I think having a team full of artists, all of us have the ability to kind of play around with stuff and see what will happen, what kind of amazing, unexpected mistakes happen, you know what I mean, and go from there.
We've got the tires, we've got some stuff, and this is our space. Should we look at what the rigging points we have and all that kind of stuff so we can start looking at what our...
Yeah. Jamie and Adam wanted us to be creative and think outside the box, and that's why we're here. We have some great artists on our team. And to combine beauty and aesthetic with function and still make it work, I think that's great.
This is great.
So we're just grabbing some stuff and going in the other side and starting to put some things together?
The engineers on Team Freeman aim to make their machine a soaring success.
We can make a super airplane from one airplane. Hair dryers, we can take the motors out of that.
We can build some pretty big stuff now. We're engineers. We have a lot of brain power, so I'm kind of bringing a little bit of real-world, on-the-ground expertise to our Brainiac team. We got the helium, we can make things float. The other team has the skill sets to create a very beautiful project, but I'm hoping that we can astound the judges with some of the scientific knowledge that we put into ours.
I'm going to draw out our initial schematic. Given the theme of flight, what we plan to do is the concept of traveling through space and its chaos. We initially start from a ramp, and we decline to have our first trigger. We could have the ending where the rocket hits the moon and crashes into it.
I like that.
Steve, Dan, and Natasha have an engineering background, so they can easily do the equations of physics in their head. Jason, he's kind of being a project manager, kind of guiding people, trying to keep track of everything.
Do we want it visually going to a location, like a spaceport or something?
Jamie and Adam are the ultimate builders. We want to impress them as much as we can, and so the pressure's on, and that's what we're trying to do.
How far do we want it to soar?
We just have to experiment and see what we can get to work.
Sounds good.
Let's get started.
Break.
Our chain reaction starts when we fire a paintball gun that shoots a car, causing it to roll down a ramp, releasing our plane. That triggers the boat, that sails into a mousetrap, which releases a trapdoor, dropping a TV, releasing our plane, which flies over a battlefield as bombs go off below it. The final bomb lights a weed burner that burns through a rope, releasing our rocket, which flies up into the stars for our grand finale.
So we'll try and find materials to make the car.
Yeah, this big or bigger for any vehicle object that we're going to create.
Team Freeman is making a space-themed machine to go along with flight. Will their machine be out of this world, or will the artists keep them grounded?
So we were talking about making a plane go into flight?
Or a pterodactyl.
Or a pterodactyl.
Or a pterodactyl.
I think you guys are against the pterodactyl.
I think the pterodactyl sounds complicated.
I like bird.
What's the difference between a pterodactyl and a bird? It's a long neck crane.
Let's do bird-like. How about bird-like?
Bird-like.
As an artist, we're creative. That's what we do. We come up with things that are the unknown, and we bring them and make them the known. I get the sense that Jamie and Adam, just having met them, will kind of relate on some level to our creativity. We are coming up with some creative options, and I think they'll like it. So what we were thinking is we have our pick point. It runs up to our other pick point, which is a pulley.
So we put the car lift here as our anchor point. So our tube that we're going to build our bird on will travel on the guideline, right?
Our chain reaction is going to be the inspiration or the flight of an idea.
The butterfly takes off, you're excited, and the reality sets in. You get the ball rolling, or in this case, the tire rolling, which knocks over some other ideas that unleash some really strong ideas, which are the bowling balls. Those things really get rolling. They fly, they bounce high, they land, it triggers some more. You feel like your idea is taking flight. That sets some other things into motion. That's when your idea is in full motion, coming into reality. It lands, the lotus flower opens, and Chinese lanterns float up, and that's an idea realized. That's when the transcendence begins. Let's go take a quick look out in the yard.
Bird nest.
Don't ask. Wings.
Yeah, I like it. That's gonna make some good wings.
T5 found a bed frame in the boneyard, and it seems like the metamorphosis of their machine has begun.
Our objects that's going to be going down the ramp is going to be a car. So since we don't have a car, we are building one. And we found these great wheels, so we're using these loaf pans, and then we're going to make them the base for the car.
Got it.
Our start link's going to be a trigger effect from a paintball gun that hits our vehicle that goes down a ramp and launches our plane through its remote control.
So we're gonna launch the car down the ramp, see if the pillow will catch it. Can you help me line it up?
What?
This good?
All right.
Oh! Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we need guardrails.
I need
on the
to
top
put it in
two.
a different spot to start with.
I haven't really had time to give the other team's machine much thought. I'm sure that it's going to be really different from ours, but we want to impress Jamie and Adam.
Are you going to hold the plane once it launches? And just let it
I will prep the plane. You guys get the car and the paintball gun ready.
With the time ticking, the engineers are hoping to build the most impressive machine and blow the competition away. And with only a few hours left in the day, the teams must rush to complete their first link in their chains to impress Charles.
We're making just the basic skeletal part of the bird. We're going to test it and see if we can actually, if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll have to go back to the drawing board. So in the beginning, we have a butterfly that shoots up to a pick point, which drops its higher to a lever.
Now we're going to start tricking out the bird a little. We're going to try to get this rigging done immediately just so we can test the weights and shoot it up.
We were presented with the theme for the week, Take Flight. We all looked at each other and we thought, okay, that's a challenge. It's not easy to make things fly, as far as I can tell. So we thought, wow, we're going to have to really put our minds to work to come up with a way to get some stuff in the air.
One, two, three. All right, well.
That was our first true launch.
I misgauged how heavy the bird was going to be. These little shackle clamps just weren't as tight as they needed to be. So we're just going to crank them down. I think it'll work.
T5 was hoping to fly out of the gate, but instead crashed and burned. As day one comes to an end, neither team has proven successful, and they still need to impress Charles.
Team Freeman. So we're going to do our first official test now? All right.
We're going to start from the very beginning.
Yep.
And have our paintball gun hit the car, hit the remote for the plane that soars our plane off to our buddy Dan.
So you're the plane catcher.
I am. Okay.
Well, let's take a look
Shall
and
we?
see how your first link goes. I'm a little concerned about the start link because I think the car is really going to come down fast. And the remote controls are very fragile, so I'm not sure if it's going to work. So hopefully it will, and everything will just be great.
This will be our one gun salute.
There we go. We just had the first test, and we had a little problems. The car went down the ramp and hit the remote control, and I looked over, and the car was kind of sitting on the remote control in a funny way, and it didn't soar as we intended.
What were you not anticipating? I guess I wasn't anticipating the car pushing the pillow quite such a distance. It was coming a lot faster than I thought it would.
For your opening link to be so precarious, you can cause yourselves a lot of extra work. So it's something that I would really think about. Also, I'm very concerned about how this is expected to keep going into the rest of the chain.
Do you have a plane alternate? We haven't decided yet.
Team Freeman's start link failed to take flight. Will T5 have better success testing for Charles?
I can pull ahead and we can just stuff it from this side, and then just pull the lift back.
Okay.
Okay?
Team T5, are you ready to test?
We are not.
I gotta say, that's really disappointing.
The bolts weren't tight enough on the top, our rigging point.
Gotcha, so
pulley
your rigging
fell.
bolt slipped, or?
Rigging point slipped. We didn't tighten them enough. We haven't finished.
They're frantically trying to rig this helicopter blade up there to extend our rigging so that we can pull this up.
You gotta get working your butts off, because I need to see this tested so you guys can move on to the rest of your chain.
It's day 2 of 5, and teams Freeman and T5 are both trying to build the most innovative multi-step machines incorporating the theme of flight. Both teams are stuck on their start link, but Team Freeman appears to be taking Charles's advice and are grounding their remote control plane idea.
The remote didn't work earlier, so we were talking about changing it up completely, and I think we have a good plan for what we want to do.
The lever more easily releases the pin when the car hits it.
So we went back to the drawing board, looked at what we could salvage, and made some modifications. I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that it's going to work.
By replacing the remote control with a more reliable trigger for the space car to hit, the engineers are hoping that their new actuator will now release a bag of balls.
All
Ready, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Bam! Nice.
Yeah, it works great.
Nice.
The new trigger worked, and Team Freeman is free to move on to the next link in their chain. Next door, Team T5 is hoping to overcome the embarrassment of yesterday's failure to test with Charles. If they can't get their start link working, their machine with the theme of flight will never get off the ground.
Well, yesterday we ran into some problems with the rigging. Obviously, we're disappointed that we weren't able to complete the task that was given to us. Right now, we're feeling a little behind.
T5.
Hey, man.
Hey, so we didn't succeed last night.
It's true.
But we came in early this morning, we got working. How's it going?
We're feeling solid.
Yeah. You're feeling solid? Can I see it?
Feeling good.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's see it happen.
Okay.
All right.
Yesterday, Charles seemed to be very disappointed. And today, I was actually kind of a little stressed out because I felt a lot of pressure to get this thing done. As an artist, I like to have time to be creative and to still allow ideas to percolate. I want to do the best job that we can possibly do.
Fair
So
enough.
we're all ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, let's do this.
Do it, all right.
So great.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. There it is. I like the big, heavy flying butterfly. Obviously, I feel like we could go a little bigger because it feels a little mechanical right now.
All right.
So I'm looking forward to see where it goes from here.
Cool. Great.
All right,
Thanks,
good
Charles.
luck, guys.
Thanks, Charles.
Team T5 has gotten back on track and is hoping to make up for lost time. Meanwhile, on the other side of the warehouse, Team Freeman is trying to set sail with their next link, which is a space boat that flies along a guide wire powered by the wind from 2 industrial fans.
I've been building the base of our boat here. We needed some kind of structure to support the sail structure, so
Very nice.
this is gonna go in the bottom of the kiddie pool.
Okay. I really like the boat idea, and I can actually see it in my head how it's gonna work, but it's a lot of work, a lot of stress. You're actually building things.
We can figure out how to turn on the fan, the big fan, and propel this pool on some wires forward with the sail. So are we centered?
I think so.
With both teams making progress in their builds, T5 is hard at work on their next link, which is a series of bowling balls that drops off the side of a mattress, accelerating with enough velocity to bounce off a trampoline and fly into a stack of tires.
Oh! Gotta catch it.
That's what I meant.
Due to the properties of kinetic energy, objects traveling at the same velocity will transfer the same amount of energy when they collide with an elastic surface, creating almost identical flight paths.
Oh! It did.
They're all over the place.
If we can get 3 bowling balls to go to the same spot, we feel like we can make our next piece of the game here. Are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, let's do this.
Should we check in on the teams?
Sure.
All right, see how they're doing.
Sequences of bowling balls.
Ready? Heads up. Shot, here it goes, here it comes. Here it goes.
Oh. Rolling it down the side of the mattress. That is very cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
They seem to be getting that bounce consistently. We've done that before. That's hard.
Totally.
That was good.
Okay, well, Team Freeman, let's have a look.
So we're gonna double up the fan power and see if this boat will take off. With one fan, it barely moved an inch.
They just need to plug it into a 220 circuit. I'll go twice as fast.
Yeah, exactly.
The mast is barely holding right now with that structural integrity. I don't think if you take away anything else, it's gonna hold.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem like they're struggling a bit.
And they're gonna have to rethink that entirely.
Well, that didn't work.
This test just doesn't do anything for us.
The test was to see if the sail would inflate. It wasn't
okay.
to try and move it.
All right, well then that works. The sail inflates. So now we need
wanted to make sure the mast was strong enough. That was
Okay.
why we did that.
Okay,
Okay,
but
so then let's go ahead and rig the wire up and do the next test.
no. The boat's too heavy. These aren't gonna move it.
Well, she's saying it might.
But if we're just suspending it with wires, then it's no different than dropping it like the ball.
Why don't we lighten the boat?
I
Okay,
just-
you
I
guys
don't-
can redo it.
Yeah.
It's the end of day 2, and Team Freeman's space boat has started a mutiny.
It's just too heavy to move at all.
Okay, you guys can redo it.
No,
you can just lighten the boat. You don't have to redo it.
Natasha, she didn't take it too well. She had worked on the boat for a long time, and she just kind of was like, well, have fun, guys. This isn't what we need at all.
Back a little bit.
I'm just frustrated right now because I feel like we're not making as much progress as we should. We come up with an idea and then we spend hours working on it, and I'm not going to be quick to want to completely redo it. I just don't know how we're ever going to finish if that's how we're going to operate.
We have to really lighten it up, possibly to get our goal done.
It was just simple. Just bolt on a skateboard to this thing, you know?
It's lighter than the last one. I'm pretty confident. And
I'm confident, too.
They mentioned something about bolting it to a skateboard, so I mean, if they just tack it right on there, I know it's heavy though, but
The whole point
was to lower the weight, right?
Like make a boat cardboard. We take away wood and then we just add wood and metal back. I mean, that just makes no sense. Things that fly have to be light, and it had so much weight, so I was freaking out a little bit because our team isn't necessarily understanding the mechanics of how things work.
It's just a waste of time.
I know, but they're ornery about testing their thing.
All right, let's build the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
This is a major setback at this point. We're sort of climbing up a hill, and I'm hoping that we can get across that hill and really create a machine that impresses the judges.
It's the start of day 3, and with only 2 days left, Team T5 is hard at work on their finale, Chinese lanterns that'll levitate.
I'm testing this tether. I'm trying to maybe turn the tether into a partial wire loop at the bottom, and then the monofilament will float to the center of this. And I think that when the pressure of the balloon hits the tether, it won't jar the balloon as much. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna put this down here, and the wick that's soaked with Zippo lighter fluid is gonna burn from this side and light the pad on fire.
So this is your first float test?
This is the first float test, yeah. Come on, baby.
Oh, look at that,
Come on,
look at that,
baby.
look at that, look at that.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now
look for the tether. Look for the tether.
All right.
Ooh, I don't know.
When lit, the flame heats the air inside the lantern, lowering its density and causing it to rise against the cooler, heavier air around it. Looks like the finale is flying to new heights. The members of T5 are also hard at work on another link that will launch them forward.
Be our base for our catapult, right?
All of a sudden, Aaron comes in, I want to build a catapult. Okay. So I was obviously concerned about, can we make this thing happen?
So we put the springs here and here on the front.
What's your proposed material for that line?
I think we can use 4x4 here.
Okay.
As long as it sits on the ground.
Jamie and Adam wanted us to be creative and think outside the box, and we're challenging ourselves, and that's really why I said yes to doing this.
Beautiful.
The catapult is going to shoot into a target, and when that catapult shoots, it's supposed to open the flower, and that's supposed to light the lanterns.
Charles?
So we're building a catapult.
Yeah, man.
Sure are.
Going for it.
How's it working?
We haven't really done an official test yet. We really just got to the point where we just got everything together.
Can I see where you are?
Okay.
I'll
Crank
help
it back
crank
with
it
me.
down here on the bottom part. Ready?
Yep.
It's all yours.
Are you ready? Well, we didn't get much out of that.
Do we want to try another size ball just to see if that affects anything with the setup you've got right now?
We can try the little blue bulb.
Right now, neutral tension is here, which is before your stop block. So you're depending on momentum to carry it the rest of the way, and this swing arm is actually kind of heavy. So you want it so that the spring tension is still working on it up to its stop moment. You should still be a little taut here.
Charles has given the artists, Team T5, a lot to think about to make their catapult work. While Team Freeman's space boat has yet to leave port.
The boat's still too heavy, even with the skateboard, which is a lot lighter, it's still too heavy. This is becoming the bane of my existence. We just need to get a boat that works. Even if the boat ends up being this big, it just needs to go across this thing so we can move on with the rest of the machine.
Well, what if we had a cutout of a person or something flying up into the air?
Like Superman?
Like Superman.
Okay.
Team Freeman is scrapping the space boat in exchange for a superhero that will trigger the next link.
Natasha, I think I have an idea that you might like. We're gonna have a Superman-like guy fly up. If you want to work on that, yeah,
cut it
yeah, make
out.
that. Because I think we're just gonna go steadfast. There's no time for us to, oh, I don't really like that. You know, if we have an idea that'll work, we're just gonna do it. We had initial problems with the boat piece in terms of construction, and it was frustrating to Natasha, but we were able to quell that.
So is he gonna be like?
Yeah, we're envisioning something like that, right?
Okay.
Okay. I almost want to trace one of us.
We wanted to use the Take Flight theme to incorporate a superhero. I sewed together a superhero cape, and now we are tracing Jason because he fits on the cardboard.
Let's see what we got for Super Freeman. Not bad. It's kind of disco Freeman, but all right, I don't mind it. You know, it is frustrating that what we thought just never worked, but we're going with what's simple and easy and not letting enough variables get in the way. All right.
All right, let's try it.
Team Freeman is halfway through the build, so if this test of their first few links doesn't go right, their workload will double.
Okay, it's going.
Yeah!
Excellent. It worked.
Oh.
Well, Super Freeman appears to be stuck.
Can the rope be tense more?
Possibly. Once it twists like this, the pulley is binding on the cable. So we got to keep Super Freeman from twisting so that he can smoothly go across.
We'll figure it out.
Should we check in on the teams?
Sure.
When he twists, it's binding. So we need him not to twist.
Well, that's going to cause a bit of a problem. They're going to have to guide it.
They seem like they're struggling a bit.
All right, Team T5.
I think that I'd like to take up some of the slack in this cable by just tying a knot in it. Now we might get somewhere. 1, 2, 3.
Very cool.
That was actually not bad.
I wonder if they're going to use that to actually trip another link in the chain. That's kind of what I was expecting to see, and I know that's going to be really hard.
It's going to be hard to guide them.
I kind of worry about that. Like, if they don't get anything that flies to trip another link in the chain, that might hurt them. I think we could send them something that would kind of change their thinking about the theme a little bit.
They seem to be having a hard enough time as it is, though.
Let's send them something that may give them some inspiration to carry on through.
It's the morning of day 4, and the teams only have 1 day left. They're going to have to think fast to make sure their theme of flight doesn't crash land.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Too bad. Good.
All right, well, Jamie and Adam think both teams need to aim a little bit higher. Follow me and I'll show you how.
I am nervous at the moment. We're behind, and I'm worried that we're going to have a lot of turmoil coming.
Presentation day is tomorrow, and if the situation wasn't tough enough, Jamie and I are introducing an element that the teams must incorporate into their machines, what we call the missing link.
As a gift from Jamie and Adam, each team gets a ribbon dancer. The performer can't be at the beginning or end of your chain, but they can be anywhere in the middle. They might not actually take flight, but hopefully these performers will help you get your machines to the next level.
We're like, what are we going to do with this?
The tissue performer changed our whole direction, and now we're having to redesign all of our last elements to kind of work around her, which is definitely causing us to lose a little bit of time.
If we have our superhero bring down our enemies, where does she fit in that theme?
We were like, what are we going to do with this? You know, we had already had some setbacks. Now we have this extra complication.
We could give her our cape,
She could be a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
She could start up and come down.
Yeah.
It might be good to have just like something she can pull.
Okay.
And it can be any number of things that it's pulling.
That's fine.
It is important to impress Jamie and Adam. They've set a high standard with their background and the work they've done in the past. I want to bring flair to the table, and I want to be able to deliver it back.
I think we're possibly getting to a great execution here.
I know.
Team Freeman is close to having a plan in place. Will T5 be able to figure out how to use their missing link?
You know, here's our lotus flower. She's in the center of it. It's closed. And then here are our lanterns. She opens it.
You mean her body, her upper body opens it?
Opens it. She moves herself upwards and then comes down. They rise.
I think that's
her
nice.
coming out.
If it works out and we give her a rehearsal on it, it actually works, that would be great.
Yeah, we need to get to work. We were all for the ribbon dancer. The flowing fabric and the beauty of the performance. She's also solved some problems for us because we have the opportunity to let her do a couple actions and operate as a trigger. So that's good for us.
Wow.
Beautiful. Okay, that was cool.
Great.
So I can kind of hang out here and rest.
How comfortable is it to sit in that position?
It's not too bad.
Could you do it for like a minute?
Yeah.
Missing Link was a really cool addition to our machine. We can get her up there airborne and really add to the theme of flying. And then we integrated her into pulling the lever for the next part of the machine.
So I could just grab it
Okay.
and then...
I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Now that both teams have figured out their missing link, there's almost no time left, and there's still a lot of work to do.
At the end of our chain, we have a lotus blossom. And what's really lovely is then when it opens, it has a lovely unfolding character.
Coming down?
Yeah. Fortunately, we have the wild card of this new aerialist. It's getting very sensual seduction around here.
With only hours before Jamie and I judge the machines,
I just need help lowering this rocket down and tying it down.
the engineers still have to complete the last link in their machine, the rocket launch.
Let's turn it, the rocket, like that. Perfect. I'm most excited about building our finale.
You doing a test?
Let me go get the trigger. If I had my way, I would have at least another day to build this. What's gonna happen is we're gonna trigger another wire to burn out that opens the propane valve. The propane valve will ignite the engine of the rocket, will burn through the rope, then it'll no longer be attached, and that weight will then pull the rocket into our moon.
If their rocket doesn't fly high, Team Freeman risks another setback.
3, 2, 1, 0. And hopefully it'll burn through the rope here in a second. There we go. There we go, liftoff. I'm very proud of the rocket took off, but I'm very nervous that, it may not work tomorrow. So only that easy flying to the moon.
It's day 5, and as time rapidly disappears, the teams are scrambling to finish.
Game on, right now. We have to make this thing work, and we don't have any more time.
Team T5 is also racing against the clock to get their machine ready to present.
We're definitely feeling a time crunch. It's becoming clearer and clearer that we're not going to have enough time to bring all the elements into the chain reaction.
So let's move this back.
It's time for us to see how each of the machines turned out and pick a winner. Will it be the engineers, Team Freeman, or the artists, Team T5?
All right, everybody, Team T5, Team Freeman, guys, come and gather around. Time is up.
Seeing the other team, I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't have a lot more time to make this thing the way that we would have liked to.
I'm afraid that we really are facing a team of people that really know how to build stuff. Some of the things the other team's been working on, they had some explosive things and this tire with wings attached to it, and I have no idea what they're using it for, but it was very good looking.
All right, well, Team Freeman, how'd you do?
I think we did well.
They're not all nodding, though, I noticed. Are you all happy with what you did?
I'm happy. It was great. We made some cool stuff, but making such a big machine in such a short time is really challenging.
You guys learn anything about yourselves or each other on this job?
Sometimes you're trying to communicate an idea and you feel like you're talking like this.
I know that very well. We call the process arguing.
There definitely was a lot of that, yeah.
All right, well, we can't wait to see it.
Team T5, how you guys doing at the end of this week?
Great. Feeling good.
Good.
You're all smiling. Did you guys get along well? You work well together?
We had a great time, man. We went on a wild adventure. We had our highs, our lows, and we brought together a real cool adventure for you, I think.
So you're happy with it?
Yeah.
And you guys had fun?
It's a challenging process.
Yeah.
We took early on that we were just going to go into it and let our minds wander and be inspired by the items that were provided.
Well, listen, before we continue, I'd like to introduce you to our guest judge, Bruce Gray. He's a renowned kinetic sculptor and artist.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Bruce. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
My name is Bruce Gray. I'm a metal sculptor for over 20 years. And I can't wait to see what you guys have.
All right, so you guys remember that our theme was flight, and we're looking for innovation and creativity. Without further ado, Team Freeman, do you guys want to start it up?
Definitely.
Sure. Yeah, let's go. All right.
I'm a little bit worried that we haven't been able to conduct a full test. We're not really getting a dress rehearsal, it's just showtime.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Team Freeman, start your device in 3, 2, 1, go.
There it goes. So far, so good.
Oh. It hasn't released. Uh-oh. Oh, there goes Super Freeman. Oh, yes! Hey, look, yes! The bubble machine. Oh, there we go.
That is our cue for our ribbon dancer.
Yep.
There we go. Yes! Come on, baby! Woo! There we go. There it goes. Whoa. There we go. Oh, and it burns through the cord that holds it on the ground.
Yeah. And
I'm very proud of what we did. We accomplished a lot in a little bit of time. We worked every single hour of this build. It was great to see Super Freeman work. I've set up our little battlefield with explosive charges and surface-to-air missiles, and then we built a pretty cool rocket. And it's been a blast to put together, literally and figuratively.
okay then, shall we go have a look at the other team?
Let's do it. All right, T5, I can't wait to see this go.
Oh, me either. I just hope it works.
Thank you. So do we. We're nervous, we're excited. You know, we've got some areas that we're not sure are gonna work, and we're hoping it's gonna go off with a good run.
Team T5, start your machine in 3, 2, 1, go.
Team Freeman's machine soared to success, and now the pressure is on for Team T5's idea to take flight.
Team T5, start your machine in 3, 2, 1, go. There it goes. Oh.
Louise.
Oh, it's bowling. It's working.
Boing, boing, boing.
Dude, that is awesome. Wow. Hey!
She went.
It's going. Yes. Come on, baby. Oh.
That's the cue for our tissue dancer.
Wow, there's a lot of fire.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Woo! That's cute.
Yeah.
There goes one. There we go.
Wow. Oh, that one's going too. Now I'm saying 3.
It was a huge project, and for it to all go off in a single take is really exciting for us. The butterfly went off without a hitch, and Chinese lanterns getting up high up there. But all in all, we realized the elements of our chain were solid. That alone made it worth all of the trial and tribulation, and that made it a lot of fun.
Well, we've got a hard decision to make, huh?
Let's go talk about it.
All right.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm totally impressed that both teams, independent of each other, decided to tell such cohesive stories.
I know how difficult these things are, and to see people do machines of this scale, it's really, really difficult to get that to come off just right.
Well, let's talk about Team T5. I think that their story was incredibly ambitious.
And the hot air balloons.
I love the balloons at the end, I have to
They
say.
were really elegant and they were very beautiful. And that was flight, pure and simple.
I have to say, for a group of artists, I was a little disappointed in some of the aesthetics reflected in Team T5's builds. I love Team Freeman's overall theme. I thought it was much more concrete than Team T5.
The most impressive thing by far with them was this thematic coherence that they were telling a story, starting with a big bang and a little pun with the paintball gun there. It was very creative of them.
I looked at Team Freeman's rocket taking off to the moon, and it was a beautiful image. The fire lasted a while. It was very satisfying, but I can sort of feel the tension in Team Freeman. I can feel the tension when we've talked to them, and I can feel the tension in their rig.
If the teams aren't working together, they're going to tend to focus on one element at a time.
Right.
If they don't connect, there's no cigar.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the missing link. Both of them required the girl to actually tug on a rope, and I thought that's an easy way out. Why not use something like her ability to swing to set something off? That would seem to me like a more holding to the theme. Think our answer is clear?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey, let's give you guys a big hand. Come on, give yourselves a hand. I know this has not been the easiest week. I know you guys have been tested, you've been frustrated. There's nobody who's ever done one of these who doesn't know how much crap you guys put up with to get this done. It's not an easy task, and our hats are off to you for completing it and for doing so well at it. Team T5. We felt that while you had a fantastic overall theme, that theme was not always reflected in every single piece of your build. That being said, there were moments of real transcendent beauty in what you guys did. The finish with the floating balloons was absolutely lyrical.
I would have liked to have seen the kind of beauty that you had in some elements throughout. That being said, the creativity, the symbolism that you had in your story reflected really a lot of thought, and there were elements that were transcendent, that were really beautiful.
I really like what you did. I think my only complaint was there were a couple of times where it just seemed like things happened really too quickly, so it was kind of hard to follow that part of it. But I loved how it came together.
Team Freeman, I will say that cohesion among a team is super important with a task like this. And I think that the fact that that wasn't always the case with you guys is reflected in the final product.
You also did this wonderful thing where you kind of had a story that the device manifested. So that was really excellent.
I think the way you guys finished off the production was awesome. The most disappointing part of it for me was the flying Freeman guy who kind of, I don't know, he could have been a little more super, you know, but it was a complex piece, very fun to watch. I enjoyed it.
This was a close decision for us. When we brought our heads together, we felt unanimous about the team we felt did the most dynamic job, the most creativity, the most ingenuity. And that team is Team T5. Congratulations, really, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I'm really happy for our team. You know, it was a lot of highs, it was lows, there was tension, there was joy, there was excitement. But all in all, we had a lot of fun.
Come on, group hug, group hug, group hug.
Nice job.
I am very proud, but they deserve to win. I couldn't hope for a better competition.
Enjoyed every minute of it.
Thanks a lot.